Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. And today I'm going to share with you some amazing dupes. And when I say amazing, trust me, these are the best dupes I have ever come across ever in my life. And the reason why I do not share a lot of dupe videos here on my channel, because I don't do dupe videos just for the sake of some views. When I call something dupes, that product has to be that similar, and that is like my ethic. I do not call something a dupe just for the packaging or the applicator. For example, a lot of people call the Revlon Glimmer lashes are dupes for the Hourglass lashes. Trust me, they are completely different. The packaging is the same, but the formula inside is completely different, and I do not approve them as dupes. But today, the products that I have on, like, half of my face is drugstore and other half is high-end, including the eye makeup, lips, cheeks, complexion, everything. Like, just pause the video here and take a look and let me know if you can see any difference or not. That was a long intro, okay, but I feel like I needed to do that because these dupes are duping. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Before I start, it will mean a world to me if you just hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and support me, because trust me, making YouTube videos take a lot of effort, a lot of time. So I am working really hard day and night to deliver like quality contents. So it will mean a lot to me if you just take a moment to hit the like button or hit the subscribe button. It will mean a lot to me. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. We are nice and zoomed in, and I'm starting with a winner here. And today I will be using on my right side this GloWish primer by Huda Beauty. This is a silicone free primer and it is supposed to be blurring and mattifying. Applying this primer, and when you apply it, it has got a pretty cooling sensation. This primer is so good. However, the dupe that I have here is under $10, and I just checked on Ulta site and it retails for $7.49, and this is the Wet n Wild Impossible silicone free primer. It has got that same like thick kind of a texture, and it has got the same cooling effect. It instantly mattifies and blurs the skin, and it is also silicone free. Like, if you apply them side by side, you can actually feel it, like how similar, or I should say spot on, these two products are. Now the next dupe will blow your mind, because I was shocked when I first found it, and the price difference, it's not even high-end, it's actually a luxurious foundation. It retails for $69 and the dupe that I have here retails for only $14.99. So look at the price difference here. High-end side or my luxurious side, I will be using my Pat McGrath Lap foundation. Believe it or not, the dupe is pretty spot on. Like, just try it, okay? If you have this foundation, just try it. And I am talking about my Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. Now hear me out. Before you go to the comment section and start fighting me, hear me out. I have been using this foundation since, I should say, 2022 or 2021. Okay, so when I first started using it, it instantly reminded me of the Pat McGrath Lab foundation. Though it's a skin tint, but it gives you a solid medium coverage. So does the Pat McGrath one. It also gives you a solid medium coverage. And when I looked the ingredient list side by side, they are pretty much the same. You can go to Ulta or Sephora and look into the ingredient list, and then you will find that the ingredient list in both of them, it's pretty similar. Even the consistency is pretty much the same. So yeah, I'm applying my Pat McGrath foundation on this side, maybe that much, and I'm using my Moda Cosmetics brush to blend it out. The beauty about the Pat McGrath foundation is it's not heavy on the coverage part, but it just looks like your second skin. It gives you a very nice skin-like finish, and I know there are a lot of people who actually prefer that. Let's go with the Maybelline one. And you can see it has got a pretty runny consistency as well, like see. And I am actually using another brush to blend out this skin tint or the foundation. And though they call it a skin tint, of course the shade is not going to match, okay, because they are like completely different products. So yeah, though this is called a skin tint, but it has got a pretty good coverage. Like it gives me a solid like medium-ish coverage, just like the Pat McGrath one. Like the coverage wise the same, the consistency is the same, longevity is the same. Honestly speaking, like I cannot see a difference between both the foundations. Both of them are looking pretty natural, light to medium coverage and with like a slightly glowier finish. But if I wait for a couple of minutes, the glow will like tame down and everything. The next dupe is super exciting because it's my favorite high-end product and I think it has been discontinued, so that's a bummer. So I have found a dupe for my beloved, my favorite Huda Beauty Tantour. Now for the longest time I was thinking that there is no dupe for this one because this is such a unique product and she has done a great job with this formula. It's a true like cream to powder formula. When you apply it, it applies like a cream, but it just settles down and it lasts all day long. Ever since I started using this Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer, they're the same. They are pretty spot on. So I'm taking the Huda Beauty on, just like barely touching it because it is so pigmented, and this particular shade is actually a bit too deeper for me. When I got it I was really tanned. As I got back my own complexion, it started to look a bit too deep. So yeah, you can see it's creating a beautiful shadow and it actually looks really nice. It's long lasting. Let's go with the Milani one next. So I am again taking just a tiny little bit because this one is again very pigmented, so you need to be careful or else it might start to look a little bit cakey. Like honestly both sides are looking pretty damn similar. I cannot tell a difference. The next step is again so similar that I just could not believe my own eyes. And on the high side I will be using my Tarte blush tape, and this is a red one, Cherry. And I have here this L'Oreal Lumi blush and this is the shade Worth It Intense, I believe. Like these two products look exact the same. Honestly I just prefer the drugstore version better because of the packaging. Like look what a mess I just made. So these days anything with a sponge tip applicator I just hate because it's messy, it's really not very user friendly. So I wish brands just stop doing anything that has this sponge tip applicator. And oops, that's pigmented. So yeah, oops, that is so pigmented. I don't need that much of a blush. So yeah, it's a beautiful like warm berry type of a shade. It's not a red blush at all. That's looking crazy. How the high-end side looks like. I know it's a lot and I made a mistake. I should have used a little bit of product, but it just happened. I will hopefully manage to remedy that situation. Yeah, so on the other side I'm using this L'Oreal one and you will see how similar these two are, and this one is also pigmented but they blend beautifully and they both have got a little bit of shimmer particle to them to give you that nice luminous effect. So this is the drugstore side and this is the high-end side. Like can you spot any difference? Honestly I just cannot. I can't. Now I'm taking my damn sponge and I am just stamping it over both the sides because it's looking pretty crazy. Yeah, now I think it's looking less intimidating. Let me go ahead and apply a concealer because I do not have a concealer to dupe, and then I will be right back. I am probably the most excited for the next dupe because I have been looking for an alternative or a dupe for such a long time, because we all felt the same way when this powder from Givenchy got discontinued. It used to be a favorite powder for so many people, but sadly it has been discontinued. But I have found a dupe. And the dupe is actually pretty spot on. And I'm talking about this L'Oreal Blood Fiction powder. They are the same thing. Like, I'm super picky when it comes to powders, okay? When I started using this Givenchy one, it instantly became my favorite, my holy grail. And you know, I was saving it for like some special occasions. I have a tiny bit left. I tried so many powders over the years, such as the Juvia's Bliss powder that people say it's a dupe. I tried the Makeup by Mario powder. Makeup by Mario powder is good. It's similar, but it's not the same. When I tried the L'Oreal Blood Fiction powder, I was like, this is it. My search ends here. This is it. Let's just take my Blood Fiction powder from L'Oreal. And one more thing, both of them has got a very nice luminosity. I would not call them like glowy, but they definitely got a little bit of dimension. They are not like flat matte, and they both are very, very finely milled. Honestly speaking, like, I'm glad that I found a dupe for the Givenchy one because I was running out of it, and now I do not have any paste powder to dupe, so I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my makeup and then I'll be back. Next dupe is actually an alternative because the formula is not the same, but the shade is pretty spot on. You know what, this is one of those occasions where I actually prefer the drugstore version over the high-end one. It's Estee Lauder Double Wear Bronzer. I use the shade 02 Medium. It is a pretty luminous bronzer, not like too luminous, but it's a pretty nice luminous bronzer. Look at the pan size, it's humongous. And the dupe that I have here is from NYX. This is their Buttermelt Bronzer, and I use the shade Butter Biscuit. Like, do you see how similar the shades are? Of course, I will attach swatch and everything. These two shades are pretty spot on. Like, if you apply them side by side, nobody would be able to tell like which side is high-end and which side is the drugstore side. The drugstore one is actually more pigmented than its high-end counterpart, and this has got a little bit of kickback, but the Estee Lauder one does not have any kickback or fallout. But you will see how similar these two are, and this one is actually a bit more pigmented than the Estee Lauder one. So this is not a formula dupe at all. This is a straight up shade dupe. So far, how am I doing? Let me know in the comment section down below. The next dupe is pretty spot on. Like, the shade is spot on, the formula is spot on, and this is this MAC blush, Mineralize blush in the shade Happy-Go-Rosy. It's a beautiful like baked blush, and when you touch it, it's super soft, it is fairly pigmented, and it has got a very nice satin effect. The dupe that I have here is only for $5, and this is my Essence Pure Nude blush in the shade Bold Heart. This is again a baked formula. The same shade, the shade is like spot on. Like, nobody can tell that they are two different blushes. These are that spot on. Shade is the same, the formula is the same, and they apply in a same exact way. I am taking this matte blush with my BK Beauty A507 brush, and let's just apply it. And it's hard to see because I have already applied a lot of cream blush, so I will attach like a swatch photo over here. Now I am taking my Essence Pure Nude blush. This is my all-time favorite drugstore blush, and I have talked about it a lot here on my channel, and I often say that, you know what, no matter if you love drugstore or high-end, just give this a try. Like, these are only $5. You don't have anything to lose. Just give these blushes a try. These are so phenomenal. And see how similar. I would not even call it similar. These are spot on. And just look at the pan size. Like, look at this. There is absolutely no difference at all. There is zero difference on the pen, on the formula, on my cheeks. Spot on. The next dupe is again mind-blowing, and it is again a luxurious product, and I am talking about my McGrath Laugh highlighter, and this is in the shade Golden Moonlight. It's a high-end bougie luxury product, but mine is all broken and crumbled, and I think these highlighters like retail for around $50 if I'm not mistaken. I will mention the price on and everything here on the screen. That is crazy. But the dupe that I have found here is from Revlon. This is again my favorite drugstore like highlighter formula. So I'm taking the Pat McGrath one and applying it on the high-end side. It's so smooth and beautiful and blinding. Wipe off the brush. The Revlon one, and see the magic. I just applied the Revlon highlighter on my cupid bow area, like on the center of my face. And honestly, Pat McGrath, Revlon, there is absolutely no difference, none. His eyes, and you know what, duping an entire eyeshadow palette is not an easy task until or unless the dupe is meant to be a dupe. Again, a luxurious product. I have here this Natasha Denona I Need a Nude eyeshadow palette over here, absolute favorite of mine, and I'm duping it with my Rock Candy palette from Colourpop. Don't worry, I will give you some swatches and comparison. Like if I hold them side by side, I'm sure you will be able to spot a lot of like similar shadows. Colourpop one, and you will probably know this is probably like one of the best eyeshadow palettes that Colourpop has, and Colourpop often goes on sale. I'm taking the shade Stone from the Natasha Denona palette and I'm applying it as my transition color. The beauty about this Natasha Denona palette is the shades don't look like deep enough on the pan, but as you start applying them, the pigment is there, you can build it up and the shades actually show up on my complexion. Now the Colourpop side, I'm actually going with the shade Very Genesis, this one over here. For a little bit of depth, I'm actually taking this particular shade from the Natasha Denona palette called Tender, and I am applying it on my outer V area. Beautiful like greyish taupe kind of a shade. Back to the Colourpop palette, I am taking the shade, this shade, and I'm mixing a little bit of this grey shade, just a little bit, getting rid of the excess, and I am applying it on my outer V area on this side. Just pause the video here and tell me if you can see any difference on the eye look. Honestly, I can't. On the Natasha Denona side, I'm next taking the shade Mia. It's a beautiful baby pink glittery topper kind of a shade. The only thing I would say that the shimmers in the Natasha Denona palette are more like glittery topper kind of a shade, whereas shimmers in the Colourpop palette, they are like more opaque and more like foiled metallic shimmers, and that's the only difference I could come up with. So next I'm taking like clean finger and I'm taking this particular shade from the Colourpop palette and I am just slightly patting it on this side as well, ever so slightly, because as I mentioned, it's a very opaque kind of a shimmer. I think I'm going to build up the Natasha Denona side a bit more. The Natasha Denona one is slightly more sparkly than the Colourpop one, but on the eyes, like if you do not have a trained eyes, you cannot spot it. Like look at the eye makeup. Like I just completed the eye makeup and look at this. Do you see any difference? Just be honest and let me know. Do you see any difference? Anyway, the next dupe that I have found here for my beloved Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I know the formula has been changed and I have not tried the newer formula, so I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, because I'm again super duper picky about my setting sprays. There are so many setting sprays on the market and I feel like there are a few of them that actually work, that actually make your makeup last all day long, and this is one of them. So I'm going to use it on this side of my face. Let's go. Okay, now the dupe that I have found, I know I have talked about the Milani one a lot, like that one is a spot on dupe. I still stand by that claim, but recently I started using this Tarte Mask Fit Makeup Fixer. Oh my goodness, these are the same. Like the way it sets my makeup, mattifies it and makes it long lasting, these two are pretty much the same. And you know, when I first got it, I just got it for the sake of a video. Like people love the brand Tarte, people just want me to review the brand Tarte. I was like, okay, you know what, it looks good, the bottle is fancy, let's just get it. And I started using it. I was like, whoa, this stuff actually works. And so far there are only 4 setting sprays that in my opinion do something: Urban Decay, Tarte, Milani and my Charlotte Tilbury one. Let's talk about some lipstick and lip liner dupes. Now I have found so many lipstick, lip gloss, lip liner dupes, but I cannot include all of them in one video, so I'm going to film a separate video talking about all the lip products dupes that I have found. And in this case, actually I personally prefer Drugstore on. You guys know how I feel. Like I really feel strongly about Drugstore lip products. You do not need to spend much for a lip product, because lipsticks these days at the drugstore, they are pretty good. Oh, here it is. So on my right side, I'm using this Makeup Forever Artist Contour Lip Liner Pencil in the shade Limitless Brown. It's a really deeper, like kind of neutral brown kind of a shade, and this shade is actually very popular among the South Asian community, and especially if you have like tan brown complexion, this shade is so flattering. I cannot talk while lining my lips, so let me just quickly line my lips. So here is Limitless Brown, and the drugstore dupe that I have found is even better than the high end because it's my favorite lip liner formula of all time. This is my Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Cross the Line. This is the best lip liner formula I have ever used. Be it drugstore, high end, luxury, this is the best. And let me just quickly give you a swatch. This is the Makeup Forever one, and this is the Maybelline one. These are pretty much the same. Actually, the Maybelline Lifter Liner formula lasts way longer than the Makeup Forever one. I will give you a swatch comparison. You will get to see that. So yeah, I'm going to line my lips. I cannot talk, so do you see any difference? None. Now let me just quickly give you a swatch comparison. This one, I think this one was the Makeup Forever one, right? This one. And this one was the Maybelline one. Okay, let me just quickly give you a swatch comparison. See, the Maybelline one is still there, and the Makeup Forever one faded. So you know where to spend your money, right? Now for lips, I have here my favorite Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Riri, and it is a beautiful like mauvish pinky nude shade. So pretty. It's pigmented. And the dupe that I have here is under $10. Like depending on the place you are getting it from, it's under $10. And this one is from Milani. This one is their color fetish like shiny lipstick in the shade Nylon. And let me just quickly give you a swatch. Now I found this dupe accidentally. I already had it in my collection. I used to love it. I have done some lip combos using it in short form contents. You guys have probably watched those videos. There is no difference at all. So here you go. Oh, it's so pretty. I should have blended the lip liner a little because it's looking pretty crazy. The Fenty one, and let me just go ahead and apply the Milani one on this side. So here you have it. You cannot tell a difference. You honestly can't. Like see. And there you have it, guys, a full face of drugstore dupes. And in my opinion, the drugstore is looking as good as the high-end products. And as I mentioned, I am going for my grocery shopping today, and I will be wearing this makeup to the grocery store. I am feeling confident to go out wearing different products on two sides of my face. So these are that similar. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me, and all the products along with their purchase links, shades and everything will be mentioned in the description box down below. So make sure to check them out, and I will see you guys pretty soon in my next video. Till then, bye and take care. Bye.